All right, well, welcome back again to another little layout update. I want to go get this out because as I'm building this Shell Refinery, I'm trying to give you updates on exactly what I'm doing. Um, the last time, the last update, I was showing you how I was going to make all of these three um, balls of wood platforms connected. And what I've done is I've drilled and put these square pylons in to hold the this rear piece together, okay? And then I brought it over and put it into the secondary piece. Now, the center piece is yet to be connected. I've still got to connect it, but I have gotten all of my tanks here. They're primered up and they're ready for decals and weathering, just like the two big ones on the back wall. I've got the insides of them painted black, so if I put lights on there, they won't shine through. The two big tanks on the back will have beacon lights and probably these here. And then this will be the stack. I'm still working on it. And if I can get back there far enough so you can see the base, okay? The biggest thing that I've done is I've got the gravel barrier up here, and then this will be the parking lot, and there's going to be a door entry there on the end, and then a building. There'll be some windows up above this kit here, and I think what I'm going to wind up doing is going around the front of this, and I'll explain why in just a second. The one thing that I did do that will connect the center platform, and I'm glad it worked out this way, is I took behind that plastic sheet there's a whole back piece of wood that goes across and then back around up into this point. You can see how thin this piece of wood is, but it all connects to the base. So that gives it extra reinforcement, although it will be painted in. Of course, the little mock-up there I done a while back just in pencil and some trees. That for now is just going to stay because I'm waiting on a backdrop. But this is what I did do. So I did go ahead and go through the back wall, and I'm fixing to explain why I did that. So I'm going to very slowly take you around because I want this camera not to jerk so much. The stack I got over here on the corner hiding I'd say the seam of the backdrop is not going to stay. That's going to go away. I want all my stacks and my pipes and stuff back on the back corner as far back as possible. But we're going to go ahead and take you around, and I'm going to show you what I've done and how this is going to work out. Okay, so this is what I've done. All right. So if you're looking at these two tracks here, this is also an extra unloading rack track, but it's also a repair track. This one over here will be just a feed for cars that are being unloaded. So if I have to back the train up a little bit to unload something, I can. It can hold two cars, one car here and then the car hooked to that one, and then that will reach the platform. The truck unloading platform, one side of it is an unloading platform for a truck, and then the second one is also for the tanker. So the tanker can not only be unloaded or loaded from the rack in the center, but can also be unloaded from, and this is mainly for unloading into this pump for the truck ramp. Now, the reason I've done this is I don't have enough room for a lot of tractor trailer activity. So what I've done is I've made a shelf, just like I said I plan to do, from the height of the workbench, and it goes all the way to the end back here. Now, this here will be more of I would say more of a machine area for the tank cars, repair in place there on the track in case they need repairing or anything. And then over here will be just the extra storage or enough room to back the train up so you can get tankers unloaded without having to shift and pull the tankers too much. So if I start out, say, with one, and this is the end of it, and then I push it downward, then I can get the second one unloaded. And then the third one can also be loaded or unloaded, so it should still be able to sit further down because that will hold 2 cars, that center rack. So that'll be a total of 3 cars if one was sitting back here on this track. As far as this side in here, this is where the tanker trucks will be in here. And what I'm going to do, instead of drilling all this out and making it look like it's, actually opened up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that, there's a paper packing plant. They make us a big, like a 3 or 4 story building. And that face is going to be on this here. And then it's going to go around the gray piece that I showed you on that side. And down here on the bottom, there's going to be garage doors, okay, for truck entrances and exits. So the trucks will come in here and then turn around, okay, and then they're going to back up this ramp, okay, and then I'll be loaded here. So actually this would be more of the inside of the building, and then you have some truck parking back here. It's going to be able to put some extra tankers in here. So what I'm going to do is probably set up a diorama where, or I should say a scene where the flashers on the tanker trucks are working. The truck is either backing up or it's sitting there, and it's got flashers on, and that way you could tell there's activity inside the building. So at this point, this building, this is the inside of the building, okay? So there's going to be enough room for access to get around this point and then back over here to the machine area to working on the tankers or whatnot. So we might have a flatbed truck back here, something bringing materials in, or taking something out of here. But and then of course this road here will be the access road into the building, and it will also be the access road going on down. So check that out. That is a spider, my friend. I think he was dangling from a web too. But anyway, so this is basically just what I'm doing, or what I've been working on. Today, I'm actually going to continue, and I'm going to try to get you an aerial view of this. These, of course, will all be capped and painted. These will be the walkways. These will all be, this here will all be hidden by piping, which I do have the tubular piping. Not just from the kit that I have, but I went and bought some extra styrene piping because a lot of that's going to be running the wires for the lights all up in here. And then up here along the edge, there's going to be a chain link fence that is run the entire width to this point. And then I'll connect that to the road later. So this will all just be parking lot. And it's still curing up. It's just plaster. And then, of course, your unloading wrap. This is the back view of that, if you can see that. So there is actually gravel that is, protecting the truck from running into anything. So that's basically what's been going on. And looking down this point, if I can get it, you can see what's going on there. And then back down and then out of the refinery. Of course, there will be some kind of backdrop here. Definitely. I'm not sure about back here. I might end up maybe just painting some extra back tanks. I might, carry that back to where it looks like it's a whole tank there. And then maybe painting a few more back here. But I want to see what kind of backdrop. I know what I'm getting. It's the industrial pipe silo looking thing. I've seen it many, many times, and I'm probably going to use that further down somewhere over here because this track here goes so close to the backdrop. There's not going to be no room for anything that's three-dimensional. The only thing that might be would be the lighting, that I'm going to drill holes into this, into whatever I put here. So there will be lights on the back as well, on the actual backdrop. So when all this is lit up, said and done, especially at night, it's going to look like one big facility. That's what you call packing a lot into a short space. I do have one correction, and that correction is the last update. I have two industrial, what I call leads or feeds, okay? This train with the tank cars sitting here on it, this is actually industrial lead 1, okay? And for those who don't know or are new to my channel, what this does is it goes all the way across the bridge on the outer track here, which, if you see my dial, this here is your industrial lead, number 1. And it starts here at this relay cabinet, which is 54, and it ties in there into the curve, if I can get a view of that. So you see where it ties in, and it comes off, and then it comes on into this here, right here. So this is your industrial lead 1, okay? This feeds into all of the yard, or I say whatever, you call it a yard, but it's more of an industrial lead. They bring whatever they're going to bring in here, and then they can feed it into these two tracks, and these are all connected, of course. And I'm trying not to move the camera too quick, but them two there would be the industrial inlet tracks that will go into the industrial. Then on this side, you have another switch that brings you back to the lead to feed. So you can drag or pull sets of cars down this first line here, and it goes all the way down to right behind the Dairy Queen is about where it stops. So there's enough room there that I can pull and shun cars out without having to worry about fouling up anything or getting in the way. This is a runaround track, which starts here. It pulls off of that industrial lead 1, and then it goes into the first industrial track, and then it backs up, and then it sits here. Between there and there is your runaround, and then you've got the other tie-in. And then off of this here, you have another switch, which takes you into the other industrial lead 2. But my correction was, I think my camera hit the wrong track, but I was saying this track is the main line here, okay? This is industrial lead 2. Okay, this is for your fuel facility here, your Shell Refinery, and then it also goes, and it will be for whatever's going to be back over there in that corner. So they're kind of sharing that same deal. So that's 2 industries, and really 2 industries for this here. All right, so this industrial track is the furthest out here, where where the well car's at, and it ties into off the main line on the bridge, and then this takes you around, and it goes all the way around right here past the outside of this signal here, and then it goes all the way to the back where it ties into 2 curved turnouts, and then we'll eventually tie into the main over here. Now, what I'm looking at here is, if you look at that feed, that is your actual feed into your refinery. Okay, so these 2 tracks become 3. The outlining track is the furthest track out, which would be going into your service, car service inside the building, and unloading or loading. And then the second one there is on the furthest outside, is the one that the tanker's sitting on over there, where you can load or unload it from the service rack or load it into the dispensers, which will be stored into the tanks. This outlining track here is just an extra storage track that I can store empties on or fulls needing to be shunned into the plant. And it really just goes right up under the bridge and it stops about the end of the support pillar. And then, which on the road, it would probably be a little grown up. It's not going to be a heavily used, especially across where the grade crossing's at. You can't quite put a whole tanker car there without blocking the road, but it does work. And then coming back, it will also, and then of course you will get back into the curve turnout that will feed you back into that one. Now there's going to be another one. I still got these that have net yet to come in. I don't know why, but like I said before, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an older turnout, and I want to replace it with a new because all this track is new. Along with these two turnouts as well are going to be replaced. So they'll have to share this to whatever industry this is going to be. I really don't know yet at this time. I'm thinking about some kind of sanding or maybe, I don't know yet. I don't have too many hopper cars as far as like grain cars or anything, sand cars. I'm going to get some more, but at one point I even thought about maybe making this a wood chipping mill. And maybe moving that other one back over here on the this area here that I haven't even started on yet. But yeah, that's just a quick update of what I've been working with, and this is just strictly for the plant. And again, I've been making progress. And in fact, when I get through this video, I'll be making some more progress on that today. I had to let some of the paint and the glue dry, and then I'm also waiting on the plaster to completely harden so I can sand it down, paint it, do the parking lot, whatever. And then once I get all that done and I get all the signs and everything put on these tanks, then I will be able to start lighting everything. And I already have my holes pre-drilled. In fact, there's going to be, I got one drilled over the doorway, and then I've got 3 light holes that are drilled, so there will be light on this back piece here. Now there will be a building piece here that goes up over it, like a 1-story window set, and then that's probably where it's going to stay. I'm going to put some piping back here, like smokestacks, like they're in the back, further back that way. Even though there is a building there, I'm doing that just for the dimensional effect. And then over here, there's probably going to be a few too. But that's really about it. That's just a quick update. I know it's 18 minutes, and I did not mean to make it that long, but I was just trying to show you the progress of what I've been doing. Everything else at this juncture, I don't think I have done anything up to date that you have not already seen. I might have done this you have not seen. This is what I was talking about, where the top of the underpass rail, whatever I built, this is where the height limit will be, and of course this will be separate with bushes and shrubbery and trees. I did get all this filled in, and now you can see how that looks. Yes, the kit's still removable. I can still pick it up and move it because I still have to get lights in here. I've actually got the lights. I just haven't got that far yet. But my main focus right now is I'm trying to get the Shell Renifery done because that's going to be the biggest undertaking. And I really want to get some more plants and industries done, because that way, when I'm out here running trains, I can actually do some switching, and the rest of it can be done, because it's really not, like I said, a Shell station and the Dairy Queen and Taco Bell, whatever I decide to do, they're not really operational industries. So that is not taking precedence right now. Right now, I just got these little mats laid down, and that's where they're going to stay. And the town, of course, I'm still working on it, okay? But this is not priority. I really want to get some switching. I want to be able to do some switching and operations, because some days I come out here and I'm tired from work and I just really don't, I'm not really into working on anything. So I just want to run some trains and operate. And that's really what it's about. And right now, the only thing I really have is grower shipping down there. I do like them blue lights. They're more like industrial lighting. And that's probably what I'll use a lot of on this Shell refinery over here. But just one more time, just taking you around. I want you to see that because I do want to explain. This will be a piece of fascia, and I'm going to put some like some kind of little lock swing tabs that will hold the fascia in place. So when I'm not using this or not operating, I can close this off. And that's another thing I've done this for, and I got to thinking about it. Operating, I want to be able to see what I'm doing from this end, and not just what I'm doing, but I can see the refinery from inside this this little area, and I can see it from all aspects, and I can see what's going on, and it makes great camera footage. So with all that said, I'm going to leave this as a quick update, and this will still be March, so this will be another March little update, and I will see y'all probably next month. But until then, y'all stay safe, stay indoors. If you don't have to go anywhere, don't go anywhere until we see what's going on with this crazy stuff. I know a lot of it, I think, is a lot of hype, but we still want to be safe, and for our, especially the ones, our elderly and the ones who are acceptable with low immune systems. So let's just, we keep model railroading. It takes a great time to do it, and right now that would be the best thing. Of course, I'm still working. We have not yet shut down, but until then, I will continue to live my life as normal as possible, as I hope all of you do. And just be safe out there. And I'll see y'all soon. And again, I'm Gary Nugent. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy my videos, and you can see things coming along. And like I said, y'all just be safe out there, and we'll see you next month. Enjoy running trains.